Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Reading the Comments. This is the 13th round of Reading the Comments that we're going to be doing. I do appreciate all of your interaction that I get from all the platforms, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube seems to be the biggest interaction. I've also received emails, and today I actually have a comment that was a comment on the website, and I'll explain to you how that you can do that as well. Let's jump right into it, shall we? First up is from episode 464, a recent episode based on Middleton Elliott. This comment comes from Andrew Temple, and he writes, "Hey man, it's nice to see that you're still going. Can't believe there's almost 3,500 Medal of Honor recipients, and you're only on 465. Still have a long ways to go. Keep it up." Well, Andrew, yes, thank you for pointing this out, that I'm going to be doing this for a very long time. I kind of knew this was going to be the deal when I started, and once I realized that I couldn't stop doing it. If I stopped now, it would be really weird. Let's see here. So I do 2 a week for 52 weeks a year. That is 104 a year. If we just do 3,500 divided by 104, that will take me 33 years to do all of them. And I've only been at it for 4 years, so I have about 29 years left of doing this, which, I'll be 64 or 65 years old when I'm done. It's really weird to look at it like that. I essentially will double my life doing this podcast, but that's okay. I do it for you, and I do it for all of the recipients so that their stories can be put in one place, easy to find, easy to consume, and never be forgotten. So thank you for the support, Andrew. Really appreciate it. Next comment comes from episode number 64. It is on Marvin Shields. Brett Thomas writes, "As a CB, Petty Officer Second Class active, I will never forget what his name means to me and other active CBs. Hoorah, Marvin Shields." Thank you very much, Brett, and thank you for your service as well. Marvin, for those who maybe haven't heard that episode yet, I do recommend you go back and listen to that episode. Marvin Shields was a CB, which is hence the connection here to Brett. So really appreciate that. So, I will say it is always kind of cool when you hear a story that is of a recipient that is in the same field as you. Every time a tank episode comes up, someone who was a former tanker, I get a little tingly on the inside knowing, like, hey, it's kind of a weird thing, because I think people get that same feeling when they find out someone has the same birthday as you. Like, maybe not the same year, but the same day. You're like, hey, we're kind of the same person. No, we're not. We're not the same person at all. But you share that little connection, and I think as people in the military and who were in the military, we view that more as a familial connection, that we chose the same job, we're part of the same family. So it is a kind of cool connection. And last but not least, this comment comes on the website. Now, if you haven't been to talesofhonorpodcast.com, I recommend that you do. There's a lot over there, more than just the obvious, where you can see, sponsors and links and all that good stuff. But all of the stories that you hear me say can also be read. I write every story that I read, so it is scripted. And I know some people are more of a visual consumer, so it's all there. You can read everything that I say, and I'm glad for this, because as we'll find out in a minute, I do occasionally make mistakes, and I don't always catch them. At the very bottom of every story, there is a little section where you can leave a comment. I have the option of disabling this or enabling it, and I've left it open because I want to hear and interact with people. This comment was on episode number 287, Daniel Edwards, and it comes from Mr. Bradley Hayes. He writes, 1897 to 1967, he should be 70 at the time of his death, not 79. Yes, Correct. I really appreciate you catching this, Bradley, because I, as I just mentioned, am a former tanker and not that smart. So not very good at math, and either it was a typo or whatever, but I doubt I hit the 9 instead of a 0, although they are right next to each other on the keyboard. Maybe that's what I did. I don't know. But I fixed it. So the website's correct. The episode's not, because I recorded it and I'm not going back and recording it, but it is physically correct. So I appreciate you letting me, you finding this for me. And actually, it's interesting to note for Daniel Edwards, if you go on to the Congressional Medal of Honor Society's website, they actually have his birth year listed as 1888 and not 1897. This goes to show not everything I find in one place is correct. I have to go and I have to, fact check and go through everything. Maybe his birthday was in 1888, but according to his headstone, he was born in 1897. So that's what I have to go with. And that's going to wrap up this edition of Reading the Comments. Thank you very much. If you want to participate, head on over to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, the website, and leave a comment on any episode that you want, or send me an email, talesofhonorpodcast@gmail.com. And until then, we'll catch you on the next episode.